Hey guys, how's it going? Warning for anybody with headphones, it's gonna be loud. Oh, it's also triggered now. Record scratch. Alright. So it's time for episode 2. Episode 2. I know, I'm starting a little bit early. A few minutes. I'll schedule these for 5 after in case I can't quite make it, but I am here, so all right. Jeff Sturm, Trekyards Lieutenant Commander. 47 minutes until it starts. Well, you were here a long time beforehand. Grant McGregor throws in $5. Answer me, human. Experience. Beige. What? Another great episode. Matt, for just a little bit before I have to go do the good boyfriend thing and spend time with the better half. Well, good to see you, Matt. BJ Tehran, $5. Martok the game, Tendy and a towel, and Space Elevator versus Orbital Lift are the best parts of the episode for me. Martok the game for sure, and Tendy and a towel. Hell yes. The Space Elevator or the lift, irrelevant, really. This wasn't my favorite episode by any means, so Matt Borman says I still have it somewhere. I want to get the VHS transferred to digital format to preserve it. Yes, I still have the board game too. It's in the other room. Jadok is here. Trekyards is here. But somewhat chaotic. Good episode. Yeah, hold on one second, actually. Yeah, my copy of the VHS game isn't where I thought it was. I thought it was in the closet there with the other board games. It might be, but might have to do some digging. So I thought I'd at least go check. Glory to the captain. Matt Boardman. Oh, yeah. I watched Harley Quinn before this episode, and for some reason I kept thinking Tendy was Poison Ivy. Well, then you should probably be working, Joseph. Don't tell my boss I should be working. Project Achieva. Tiny bit of JJ Trek music when Mariner jumps off the elevator. Did you catch it? No, I didn't. But that shot from the side of them going down was very, very in line with 2009 film. At one point, they announced a Borg board game, but I don't think it ever came out. Not that I'm aware of. Peter Lukaku, $5. Anyone count how many times Boimler screamed? No, I did not. Did you? Jeff Sturm, Trekyards Lieutenant Commander. Remember, for 12 months at the rank of Commander, demoted myself to Lieutenant Commander to cheer up Samuel. Oh, that's nice. BJ says, I've been reading and thinking about orbital lifts for years, so it's great to see a space elevator in Star Trek. Besides Martok and Tendi, episode wasn't great. Incidental humor was best part. Yeah, I totally agree with that assessment. There is a Voyager episode with the space elevator? But yeah, Colin Barrett may not be able to stay long. I am currently getting wasted sitting on the porch in France where it's 4 a.m. Well, thank you, Colin, for joining us, and don't get too wasted. Olivia says, Fleetpaw, you are my prey. You will be caught. I will get a photo of you, and then I will release you. I don't think Fleetpaw's here tonight. Mark Lawrence, $10. Stoner thought, Season 4, Mike has other California-class ships for a single episode named Oroville, a city in California, and a crew is voiced by the cast of Orville. Could be amazing. Yes, it could be. Love the D&D reference. Yeah, I played D&D just the night before, so when wake up this morning, watch the episode, and she rolls an 18, I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. JB, I was recently at a resale shop and found a rulebook for something called Star Trek: A Call to Arms. Have you ever heard of it? Is it based on Starfleet battles? I have heard of it. I don't think it's... I'd have to look that up. And I can't with this iPad. This is an old iPad. I just ordered a new one tonight. Should be here by the 7th. But I'm getting the iPad Air Pro 12.9 inch, so the bigger one. Then I'll be able to look that shit up. This one's acting funky, so. Trekyards with mimosas in the future. Yes, like mimosas. Best scene was the towel. I won't disagree. This episode was quite sexualized. Not as bad as other ones. Not as much as other ones. I don't have a problem with sexualization, honestly, so... But, yeah. Turn that way just a tad. There we go. J.G. Hertzer was just on the 7th Rule YouTube channel for the episode review. He was hilarious. Jeff Sturm says, I have an old Commodore 64 game called Star Trek: The Rebel Universe. I haven't heard of that one. There's fan fiction of Tendi in a towel. Doesn't get much worse than that area. In that area than the Mugatus. Well, the orgy in the mess hall. Voyager had an orbital tether. Oh, in Voyager episode Rise, Season 3, episode 19, another name for space elevator or orbital lift. Yes. Thank you for all the super chats. I'm going to have a drink for every super chat. I haven't been keeping count, so. Yeah, honestly, the Martok thing and Tendi in a towel were my favorite parts. The Boimler stuff was all right. The catch and release thing was hilarious. Love the name of the episode, The Least Deadly Game. And Captain Freeman being like, not on my ship. Security, get to deck 3. It's like, oh, Cranch. Nah, man, we had brunch. He's a nice guy. He's a charming fellow. Cancel that. Yeah, that was a little bit interesting. There is a fanfiction of Tendi losing her towel. Hunter who doesn't kill its prey but throws random spear at prey, narrowly missing heart. It's so funny. Nintendo Switch. Ooh, nice. Matt Boardman, did you see the cosplay costume of Naked Shax with Dr. Tiana attached to the front and someone who wore it at STLV this year? Yes, I did. I did see that. I like the skydiving suits fit culture, but why can't they fix their own tech? They can. There was even an instructional video from them showing where she puts the panel back on and she's like, now you should almost be finished. So I would have just assumed that there was no technicians on board the elevator at the time, so they evacuated the people off the elevator, and then had Starfleet finish the job. Like Starfleet evacuated the people off, took them to Cerritos, and then the Starfleet people. It does open a question of why there was none other technicians that could get up there, but. LOL, cancel security. Why did Boimler call security? Why didn't Boimler call security? Good question, actually. The Bolian that got stabbed with spear then became a captain. Ah, yes. The best line of the episode was, "It's not a honorable death because you technically died by your own hands." Yeah, by getting beaten to death by the arm that you just had ripped off of yourself. And love the return of those long red lights from TNG and other 80s films seen in the background of the ship. Yeah, they've been shown in Lower Decks before as well. The episode ended much more satisfyingly than the last episode, although more time showing what was happening on the planet would have been nice. Stephen Fathry is here. Howdy, Stephen. How's it going? Hopefully you had a good time in Vegas. I saw some of your pictures. I wish I could have been there. It looked like a great time. How is the new venue? I mean, I know you were at the Rio in 2019 because you got your picture with me and Samuel. How was it? Was it on par with that, or was it not as good? Matt Bourbon says, "You were great prey, but I have notes." We kind of thought that what was happening on the planet was the least interesting part of the episode. Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Vegas was weird. Had a good time, but a weird year. And I got COVID. Yeah, I saw you got COVID. That sucks. What do you mean it was weird? Like, I was just worried that they changed venues. I always liked the Rio. I really love the way that the convention was laid out there. But the pictures I seen of this new place looked really good. Like, it looked interesting. Better than I anticipated, so that's good. But what do you mean it was a weird year? Did you meet Sean Ferrick? Wish I could have met him in person. Talked to him quite a few times, but Boimler passes out and I'll take another selfie. Matt Borman, I've heard a lot of people have come back from STLV with COVID this year with COVID. It will be back at the Rio next year. Oh, really? Why did Boimler have a random phaser type 3 in the repair bay? Don't know. Stephen did briefly run into Sean. That's cool. Feed Me Seymour, I would like to see an episode of Lower Decks where it's like a Titanic evacuation style episode. The Cerritos is going to sink and they basically parody a comedic Titanic style story. That'd be all right. Smart Smears, the planet side stuff works because we only get small snippets of that get increasingly weird. If there was more of it, it would be less effective in my opinion. Yeah, and that's one of the things about Lower Decks. The ensigns don't know what's going on half the time. So I love that you're not getting the whole story of what's going on behind the scenes half the time. You just kind of you see little glimpses of it. I think that's one of the charms of the show. But yeah, Ransom was kind of an idiot this episode, honestly. Waiting for Mariner to screw up, and it's so funny. She had to like stop her fall, climb up the stairs, then do the rock wall, then take the elevator for the rest of the way, and then just barely made it up in time to just go down again. Mariner. Maybe the people on the planet didn't make the elevator, they seem backwards. But there was a pad with the lady from there giving him instructions on demagnetizing the whatever, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" So they do know their stuff, just saying. So Ransom could have gotten in deep trouble for what he did. I think so too, yeah. Ozzy is here. Today is a good day. That's good. Um, just gonna put this out there that I'm gonna have a drink of my alcohol every time there's a super chat. So if you guys want to super chat in, I would really appreciate that. Please hit that like button. We have 46 people watching with 26 likes. Let's try to get those likes up to 50, guys. Springtime says, I'm betting that William will become a captain and captain of the Titan, but in a way that feels good and is happy ending for Captain Riker. Jeff Sturm says, again, another supercomputer that looked like the supercomputer from last season. Ransom did a Foley maneuver showing his awesome muscles. It's true. I don't have awesome muscles. I don't have glorious lava tubes, as they said. It's the Kobayashi Maru. All right. Trekyards says, I can't wait to see DS9. Me either. I don't know if it's the next episode, but I'm looking forward to it. It's all oiled up and shiny. Melissa says, hi, I hope I'm not late. No, we've only been on for 16 minutes. Smart Smears, I don't know if it's just me, but the aliens felt surprisingly fleshed out, even if most of the info we learn is from jokes. Springtime, we will see an episode of where Commander Ransom gets flabby. I'm sure we will, actually. That could definitely be a thing. Everybody goes through the opposite of what they were. So Boimler will get all buff. I've already seen a buff Boimler, actually. But I'm down for that, sure. Melissa said, before we get to that one, Smart Smith says DS9 had to be mid-season. I'm guessing episode 4 or 5. Has to be mid-season. I don't know. It doesn't have to be mid-season. Melissa says, managed to find the Facebook group, but I am struggling with the post. I transmitted my post, but didn't go through. Our posts approved. Has to be ship or tech related. And yeah, they have to be approved by moderators. So I don't know what you submitted, but Phoebe Seymour had a dream, which was me at the J.J. Abrams Star Trek era Federation turn of century from 23rd to 24th, and Admiral Kirk has to team up with a young Picard to stop Sybok. Woke up and thought, Star Trek 4. Trek or not, new Star Wars Andor poster release. Did you see it? No, I did not. Actually, it was funny because literally like 2 hours ago I was thinking, Andor, I wonder when that's coming out. I don't even know when the release date is for that, so. The alien culture reminds me of the one that tried to sentence Wesley to death for falling on the flowers. Yes, very much so. The Edo, I think they were called. Melissa says, oh, okay, I posted thanking for guiding me to the group. I pray that it's not against the group's prime directive. I didn't see it, and I don't know if one of the moderators maybe denied it. We'd like to keep on topic in the group, just like ships and tech kind of based questions, so, or comments or pictures, whatever. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, Melissa. Clinkety, do people care about this show? Yes. The fuck kind of stupid question is that? Ozzy, this release date is September 21st. Oh, for Andor of this month, okay. Mark says, when I first saw the aliens, I thought of the aliens that worship the giant machine. You're thinking of the ones from the Apple, Val, they worship Val. Not the same aliens, so they look the same, but not the same. Jeff said, had a dream that STO added the Foley class to the game, and Captain Foley was like, okay, so check is in the mail, right? I don't need a check. Just, I would love to see it, represented somewhere. That'd be awesome. TF streaming. Permission to come aboard. Granted, sir. Welcome aboard. Kissing with tongues instead of shaking hands will not fare well in every situation. No. I like the video detailing different era ships. Has the TNG DS9 and Voyager video been released? Like the video detailing different ships. Has the TNG DS9 or Voyager? What do you mean? Has the TNG DS9 and Voyager video been released? What do you mean? Tim Rose says it's my favorite new Trek. Yeah, ours too. When we did our ranking of the best new Treks, it was number one for both me and Samuel, just because of its love of canon and the real attention to detail they put into it. So, Strange New Worlds was second. Was Strange New Worlds second? I think it was. Prodigy's right up there too, though, in those. So, Trevor Gates, Enigma 1701A, transplant, COVID and 2 strokes, yet still alive and glad to be back amongst you, Captain. You had a transplant, COVID, and 2 strokes. Oh my God, man. Sorry to hear that. Glad you're here. Good to have you. I like the ships of Disco to Enterprise. What? Wouldn't it be Enterprise to Disco? Because Enterprise came first. Trying to remember if it's the video we made that you're talking about. Kirk would have done well on that planet, says Jeff. Justice for Hemmer. He's not dead. He's resting. Smart Smear says, I like Strange New Worlds, but it hasn't had its crisis point or juge yet. Still waiting for that one episode that just blows me away. A lot of people were probably thinking that was a Quality of Mercy, that last episode, Balance of Terror. A lot of people would probably call that what it is for now. But yeah, they're only one season in with only 10 episodes, so it's hard to kind of have that defining episode yet. But that's probably the one from season 1 that stands out the most. Grant McGregor throws in $5. The one who is moving, answer me. I forbid you not to drink for 1 minute. Experience beige. What is this experience beige thing? Is that a reference to the Martog game? The one who is moving, answer me. I forbid you not to drink for 1 minute. Well, I'm going to have a drink anyway. There's nothing you can do about it. So, suck it. Melissa says, I pray I'm not annoying. You're not annoying at all. It's good to have you here. Melissa says, I'm a slow learner, but I'm still studying up Starfleet. Well, there you go. We're all studying Starfleet. It's everyone here, it's their goal to just be good with Starfleet stuff. So yeah, overall, I did like this episode. It had some funny moments, but overall, as an episode, it was just kind of for me. I wasn't interested in the elevators or the lift story. The planet stuff, didn't care about. The best part was Tendi and the towel and the Martog game. The prey, the hunt was kind of funny. I just watched Predator the other night, so it was nice to kind of see that. And I really like that character design for that alien, Cranch. I thought it was a really good design. It'd be interesting to see that in live action, to see what he would look like. But very much gave me Predator vibes and or Hirogen, although Hirogen wouldn't take a selfie. So, but the episode definitely had some good moments, but overall it just wasn't one of the best Lower Decks episodes, honestly. But that's okay. Maybe next week will be something impactful and huge, you know? Feed Me Seymour, sorry, getting confused and tired. It was the evolution of ship design video from Disco to Strange New Worlds. Oh, okay. We haven't done a TNG one. So, Peter Lukaku, $5. Hoping for more cameos this season, especially with the DS9 episode. We're supposed to be getting a few, so it'll be great to see who shows up in that one. Jeff Stern, I'm waiting for that episode of Lower Decks where they find out that the California class was not completed, because I think that the California class went in production before it was completed. Jeff's... Oh. Melissa says, I'm getting used to the sound of the tricorder now. I hear it ratchet open sound. My brain goes, someone have a tricorder? I'm learning to adjust to the sound. Thankfully, it's not loud. Jeff Sturm says that game would do really well as a real game. Hirogen wouldn't have let the prey live. It's true. Mark says, the one thing about Lower Decks, while some episodes are not great, there have not been any bad episodes. That's very true. That's very, very true. Ozzy says, will we get Worf this season in Lower Decks? No. I very much doubt it. But who knows? Oh. Yeah, I very much doubt it with Picard on the horizon. But who knows? Could be a case. Could be a case of they had him there. They might as well record some lines for Lower Decks. I don't know. Again, wouldn't be opposed to having anybody really show up in Lower Decks, including Worf. But with Worf being in Picard season 3, I don't necessarily think that they need to have him in Lower Decks. So, Feed Me Seymour says, is there a Florida class side by side with the California class? Sunny D, no way. Hello. Sunny D, eh? Zachamus says evening, and thumbs up. Evening to you too. Hit that like button, guys. We are 44 people here with 36 likes. I want to try to get to 50 likes if possible. Keep the super chats flowing because that keeps my drink flowing. I will have a drink for every super chat. Balcony. Anyhow. Ozzy, sir, it's another Titan coming in. No, it's the Enterprise doing the Cerritos bingo. Mark says maybe a completed California class is a Florida class. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't have much to say about this episode, guys. So if you have any thoughts you want to put in, you want me to read, like I said, super chat, or, just put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. There's not a lot to talk about with this episode. There wasn't a lot of hidden Easter eggs. There wasn't a lot of references. It was very kind of by the numbers, boom, boom, boom. And it felt like 2B storylines. There was like no real A plot. I guess the biggest A plot would be the Ransom and Mariner thing. Now that he's kind of watching over her. So But that really didn't hit home for me. That didn't work. It just felt like some B plots strung together, and it wasn't anything fantastic. I feel bad saying that, but Grant says, Captain, you may have forgot. Beige is Klingon for punishment or punish. There was a meme 10 years ago where Gowron from the VHS game would say, experience beige, and you'd watch a painful video. Oh, okay. Okay, now I remember. Florida class ship is just the Cerritos turned upside down. BJ says, my only thoughts are for Tendi. Melissa says, I'm back, took my medicine. I'll just say, Starfleet Medical has me take anesthetic when I get eye strain aches. I'm also heading Dr. Crusher's heating Dr. Crusher's take it easy advice. Ozzy says Tendi was hot in towel. Mm-hmm. Mark says Ransom was just an ass. I'm not going to disagree. Jeff Sturm, I think it was a good thing they didn't bring up the trial again. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Don't need to talk about it. Trekyards says, haven't seen much of the Doctor. Not yet. I'm sure we'll have a more Doctor-focused episode. She was mentioned during this episode. And, you know, she was always kind of a side character anyway. But I'm the biggest fan of Dr. Tiana, honestly. General Grievous, the elevator story plot I would have liked if there was more danger for Mariner and Ransom. It seemed like they were in danger at first, and then not. Jeff Sturm, I bet that Ransom and Beckett are going to end up being good friends by the end of the season. General Grievous, also this episode reminded me of the space elevator episode with Tuvok and Neelix on Voyager, but you didn't feel as much tension. Yeah, well, it's definitely going for the same kind of vibes. It's the same kind of technology, so. You mean Dr. Crusher, Cap? What? I did read your Dr. Crusher comment. Unless I said something different. And if I did, I apologize. Phoebe Seymour, Robert Picardo needs to be in Lower Decks. Yes. Funny thing about Robert Picardo, he's going to be at London Comic-Con on September 17th and 18th of this year in London, Ontario. I am also going to be there with the TOS Captain's Chair where people can get their picture taken in it. And guess who they asked to MC Robert Picardo's panel? That's right, this guy. So I'll be on stage with Robert Picardo. That should be great. I've met Robert Picardo a few times, and it'll be fun to have him kind of on stage with me. He's a very, very interesting guy to talk to and very talented. And he's also a fun-loving kind of fan guy. So he's going to probably come to the TOS Captain's Chair and be able to get my picture with him, you know, him in the chair. That'll be fantastic. So if you're in London, Ontario area, the 16th and the 17th of September, the 17th and the 18th, 17th and the 18th, please stop by to the London Comic Con. That'd be great. I don't know which day the panel is yet. I haven't quite got the details for that, but I was asked to MC it, and I did do the Denise Crosby panel back in 2019. So I've talked to Denise Crosby and was on stage with her, and you know, I'm kind of the go-to Star Trek guy for the London Comic Con folks. So in 2020, it was supposed to be Jonathan Frakes going, but then, of course, 2020 convention got canceled. But I was going to MC the Jonathan Frakes panel, which also would have been fantastic. Pretty much any Star Trek person they have, I'll be MCing, and it's going to be fantastic. So if you can make it, do your thing. Johnny Cab, yes, in the flesh. The Stanley is hitting the big time now, Cap. Trekyards live during panel. No, I won't do a Trekyards live during the panel. I got to do my responsibilities and do the panel. We're kind of debating whether we want to do a Trekyards panel this year. We've done Trekyards panels at London Comic Con a few years in the past, but they always stress me out. So I'm not sure we're going to be doing that and the Robert Picardo thing, but I will have video of it for the channel. I'll have somebody take video from the audience, and so you guys can see me on stage with Picardo asking all the tough questions. You should put in here what questions you'd like me to ask him. Jeff Sturm, ever stop and wonder how many worlds are never revisited in the Star Trek universe? No, never really stop and wonder that, but it's probably a few. Melissa's in Florida in the U.S. Nice. Grant McGregor, I found this episode to be far better than the season premiere. There were nice references, but it would have been perfect if the Beige reference was in there from Martok. Yes, that would have been great. It would have reminded me of what the hell it was. You found it better than the season premiere? No. No. I disagree with that, 100%. Feed Me Seymour, you should bring him a lamp. When he looks weird, just say, I have you down as the light bulb. Hardy har har. Daniel Grievous, was the baby leader god on the planet in this episode supposed to be a shout out to the baby of the Fesarius in TOS? Well, he wasn't really a baby, but he reminded me more of the hell is his name now? From Total Recall. The little guy in the guy's chest. His voice even sounded the same. It was kind of creepy. Melissa says, my question for the EMH, how can I manage eye strain? General Grievous, also, what was the computer supposed to be? Just a sentient computer. No reference to anything, really. Jonathan, Behunch is the Klingon word for coward from the TNG episode Sins of the Father, although the correct word would be just nutch. But the TV shows didn't always consult Mark Oakland. By the way, Mark Oakland is the one that wrote the Klingon dictionary. He created the Klingon language. Quato, that's his name. Thank you, Trekkernaut. And Project Achieva, thank you. Jeff Sturm, have to get going. Great live feed tonight, Cap. Thanks. I don't think it's great. I'm very I was going to say underpowered. Oh my God, I'm very... I feel like I'm not projecting enough energy. I'm just kind of blah. Just kind of here. I'm not in a bad mood or down or anything like that. It's just don't have the energy to pump into this and make it like exciting. So I'm glad people are enjoying it. I don't know why, but thank you. They haven't visited Kelpian homeworld for nearly 900 years. Disco to Archer Dock. General Grievous, the baby reminded me a bit of Stewie from Family Guy. Jeff Sturm says, good night. Have a good night, everybody. Check or not, Total Recall was an atmospheric masterpiece. Mark says, it's okay to be meh sometimes. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Feed Me Seymour, Rosetta Stone for Klingon. Squadra Course. Putting in $1. He always puts in $1 because he wants that last Super Chats thought. Matt says, gotta head out of here myself. See, everybody's leaving. I knew this wasn't going to be a live where there's going to be a lot to talk about, unless you guys really came through with things to talk about, because there's just nothing that really happened for me that bothered me. That bothered me. Wow. That excited me. There's just not much in this episode. We didn't film anything really from this episode for our breakdown videos. Luckily, the first episode made up for it by having a lot of content. So we're going to have some more of those breakdown videos coming out over the weekend and stuff, because there just wasn't any content here with this one. Looking forward to Star Trek Day, where we get some announcements. Hopefully we'll find out when Prodigy's coming back. But But yeah, this episode was just kind of it's all right. Melissa says, I'm here and listening, just waiting for my, and, and I'll just, to take effect on this eye strain. I'm using magnifier RN. See you later, Matt. Have a good night. Say hi to the girlfriend. Grant McGregor, the living computer, was a loose reference to the TO episode Orange People Worshipping a Computer. Just having all three was a joke. To insert God here. Yes, the vowel from the apple. Yeah, I guess it was kind of a reference to that. Matt Boardman throws in $10. I wish I could stay longer. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you for the super chat, Matt. I will have a drink. Urge says next week will be better. I hope. Well, as somebody pointed out earlier, just because it's a kind of a mediocre episode of Lower Decks doesn't mean that it's a bad episode. Even the bad episodes of Lower Decks are still good. Let me just switch this up from movie era to TOS era. How's that? Much as I love the movie era all cars, I just feel like I needed to switch it up, so we'll go TOS for now. Maybe news about Kelvin Star Trek 4. Probably not. Nobody cares. Just kidding. Just kidding. I wouldn't mind another Kelvin movie, but all the articles we've seen so far have all been bullshit, so... Sidewire Flame. What would you like to see in Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks crossover? Good story, well told, and make it serious. Either make it super serious for like the Boimler and Mariner actors, or make it a funny comedic romp, kind of like what was the name of the episode, the Strange New Worlds episode with the Elysian Kingdom? Make it fun like that one. Other than that, I don't really have any expectations. I just want it to be a good story that makes sense and actually ties Lower Decks in with actual canon, which they are doing, I guess, to some degree, even though Strange New Worlds is not a prime timeline, but that's all right. It'll just be interesting to see how it plays out and what they have in mind for that, because that seems like such a weird stab in the dark to do that episode. Mark says, I always thought Val looked more like a Gorn statue. Yeah, Val was definitely Gorn-like or snake-like with the long teeth, but General Grievous, I would rather have a Matt episode than a bad episode any day. Totally agreed. Plus, Tendy and a towel. I mean, that's all there really is to think about. Yep, you're right about that. Cap, each Lower Decks episode is still cool to watch. The Stanley says, good night all. Good night, Stanleys. Melissa says, how do guests beam on your show? Do you use StreamYards, Cap, or you don't do beam in shows? I don't do that kind of shit. I've been on so many fucking lives where people use StreamYards, and I'll pop in, I'll say hello, I'll say a few things, and then I really hate being on any kind of video group panel because I'm always afraid to overtalk people and there's always a delay, and so I'm very quiet generally. And usually when I'm on a Salty Tracker episode, there's some people on there that kind of annoy the shit out of me, and they do all the talking, and I just kind of sit there and don't really say anything. I don't really want people just randomly showing up on my streams. It would be nice to do at some point, and I probably will get around to using StreamYards for that. But I don't know. I think I'd be selective with I wouldn't just put the link in the chat kind of thing where anybody could join, because I don't really want to do that. But we'll see. Maybe we'll have an open mic night, as we should maybe call it. I don't know. Thoughts? Would you guys want to come on a StreamYards and actually chat? Good question, Melissa. Star Trek board game is now canon. Yes. But Strange New Worlds is prime. It's not, though. It's not. Project Achieva, you were right, Cap, when you said we would see the Cerritos with its hull plating back with no explanation. Yeah, it's just the way this show works. Melissa says, I've been on people's podcasts and I don't mind it. I've been on some and they adored me when I beamed aboard their podcasts. And Ozzy and Melissa both say sure to joining a StreamYards live chat with Trekyards. That might be fun to do at some point, but I just don't like people randomly popping in. That's the other thing. It turns into just a lot of these lives turn into friends hanging out and just saying the stupidest shit, which that's fine some of the time, but a lot of times when you're doing a podcast like that and it's your channel, like let's say Salty Trekker, for example, and people come in, he should be asking questions, being a kind of a host, you know, instead of just letting them all run the show. He does a fairly good job of keeping things on track, but still there's some people that are usually on his lives and on screen that just annoy the shit out of me. And maybe they'll watch this and hear this and think that's them. I don't know. You're so vain. I bet you think this gripe is about you. Mark says, a StreamYards live would be interesting, but always the risk of someone getting on and taking it over being stupid. Well, you can easily boot people, and I have no compunction about booting people. In case you haven't noticed from watching me, I just say it like it is. If I don't like it, it's done. So, Melissa says, no worries, I'll make sure to follow your prime directive. Joshua Farrow says, that would be cool if you did a Q&A with a select few. Urs says, never been on anybody's podcast. I don't look good on video. Some Mennonite dude posted a video of me on Facebook. Enough said, hello. Well, you don't have to be on camera. With StreamYards, you can just go on to do audio and just have like your avatar picture. So you don't need to be shown on screen. Martog as the DM was hilarious. You ate a bowl of cereal in game 3, stamina. It's like, wow, they really programmed him over the top all the time, didn't they? Squadra Course back was on my phone before. Much easier to chat now. Good to see a Squadra Course and Super Chat. It's easier for you to Super Chat, too. She just threw in $1, so thank you. Matt says, I would love to talk Trek with you. That would be a good live. Talking to Matt Boardman and stuff. Could do a live script read of Top Gun. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, I've been thinking about paying for StreamYards for a while. It's something I'll consider. It could make these late night ones pretty fun, but we'll see. Joshua says, love your honesty, Cap. You would, wouldn't you? Peter Lukaku, I found this episode as a feel-good episode. Maybe that was the goal. Other than that, not much to talk about. Yeah, that's a good summation. A Star Trek lore Q&A is not too bad of an idea. Talking Trek would be great. Peter says, Matt's back. Probably not fully back. Grant McGregor, looking back at it now, a problem with this episode is that it brings characters to square one. Even has the asexual head engineer saying a sex joke out of character. You know, Trekyards and Fleet Yards have been around longer than StreamYards. Do you see the connection there? Should we be suing? I think we should be suing StreamYards for stealing our name. Anyway. If you haven't hit the like button, hit it like Pikes. Hit it like Pike. Let's get to 50. We're 47 right now. We're only 3 away from 50, but we also only have 47 people watching. So the chances that everybody's hit that like button is slim. A lot of people leave the chat, come back into the chat. So, well, we have 48 now. Now we're back down to 47. So if you're just joining us and haven't hit that like button, give that like button a tap. That would be great. Might be a good way to leverage Patreon. I like Patreon because you guys get most of the money. Yeah, and our Patreon's very light. We don't have a lot of people on Patreon. But the problem is we don't like putting things behind paywalls. That's why we don't have, member-only streams where only the members can see it. I hate doing that shit. We like the fact that all of our content is accessible to everybody for free. I hate the idea of paywalls. That really annoys the shit out of me with other channels. I don't always want to have to pay for a Patreon to, enjoy all of their content. I get why they do it, but I think it's kind of greedy, and we don't do that. So nothing is ever behind a paywall. There's never an all members only stream or anything like that because we like to share all of our stuff with everybody. So Project Achieva, here's something. In the season 3 intro, they fixed the port side nacelle blinky from green to red. Yes, they did. They fixed all the blinkies. And we actually have a video coming out about that. It's called Trekyards Fixes a Mistake. Because we mentioned that to Mike McMahon and his team during our interview last year. And they were like, shit, we should probably change that. And sure enough, this year it's fixed. So we're pretty sure that Trekyards is behind the blinky issue for fixing it. We like to think so anyway. Because we do have it in the interview, which that part hasn't been released yet, but where we mentioned the blinkies, and they're like, yeah. And now it's fixed. So Joshua Farrow, I tend to be told in too honest how I feel. You get the real me. Yeah. Jeff Sturm, I'm back listening while I work on something. What are you working on? Urs says, I rather talk to folks that say it the way it is, like you, Cap, than excusing words than those that don't. And use cussing words than those that don't. I hear you. A lot of people are put off by the cursing, though, but I just swear. First of all, Canadians tend to swear a lot. Secondly, honest people tend to swear a lot. But then they also say that excessive swearing is a sign of early dementia, which I could probably see myself getting dementia. That'd just be the icing on the cake. But anyway, I'll enjoy it while it lasts. And have all this documented time of me on lives that you guys forever can go back and watch, or my family can. And just, oh yeah, that's how Dad was, when my kids are older, or whatever. My dad even watches these live streams sometimes. He's like, you looked grumpy, you looked tired, and you were very rude and dismissive to your audience. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm rude to the assholes in the audience. And the regulars, they keep coming back. They keep watching. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Oh, my goodness. I tell it like it is, too, says Mark. Whether my boss has to tell us stuff we won't like, she always says, I know, Mark, before I even say anything. Melissa says, I hate members-only streams. I feel they're excludatory. I prefer streams for everyone like these. Yes. Deej is here. Good evening, Trekyards. Good evening, Deej. How you doing? Peter Lukaku, I'll come visit you in the long-term care home. Oh, thanks, man. Matt Boardman, Captain Foley OnlyFans. Jeff Sturman's writing. Nice. Melissa says, I watch when I find time. Yeah, that's a good thing about the lives. You can watch them after the fact. They're not as fun to watch after the fact, honestly. But I do watch a lot of other people's lives after the fact. Because you still get all the content. You still get all the discussion. You just can't put in your 2 cents. So, Matt Boardman says, just back long enough to drive. Long enough to drive. Shouldn't you be driving then? Or he says he doesn't think that folks that swear a lot get dementia early. Not that they get dementia early, but that they'll get dementia. That's it. Not early, just that they'll get it. That they're more likely to get it. One of the other channels I support uses Patreon for suggestions about what shows to make, but the live streams are open to everyone. Yes, we have that as well. If you look at our tiers for joining, you can select an episode or a live discussion every month, depending on your title, your position. Most people choose not to, or they give us the idea and we run with it and do a live on it. So we have that, but Dee says, hey, Trekyards. Later, check Twitter DM. I sent you a message you may be interested in, just didn't want to say it here. Okay, I'll check it out after this live. Melissa's Legally Blind World says, anyone else of Starfleet here, or is it just me and you, Cap? Oh, there's lots of members here with ranks, because they actually joined the channel. So we've got commanders, captains, admirals, fleet admirals, and a couple Federation presidents here in the chat. So yeah, there are a lot of Starfleet people here. And we hit over 50. We're at 51 likes, so that's awesome. Peter throws in $10. Are there any YouTube channels you religiously watch? A lot of channels. Hold on, let me see. I don't know if it's here. No, it's I have a list somewhere. I want to do a live stream on at one point on all the channels I do watch. I watch so many. Oh my god. Mr. Gigi, Donut Media, a lot of toy channels, stuff like the Junkman. Watch PewDiePie pretty regularly. I like PewDiePie. Come on, there's so many. Channel Awesome, like and Cinemassacre, or Angry Video Game Nerd stuff. Guy named Brian Tennant, who does like B-movie reviews. Ashens, I don't know if you've heard of Ashens. I love Ashens. He's a good guy. Red Letter Media, of course. Yeah, I can't think of all the YouTube channels I follow. Subscriptions. No, where is it? I'm subscribed to 981 channels, so Curtis Connor, Screen Junkies. Subscribe to this Melissa's Legally Blind World channel. Pitch meeting, of course. I love the pitch meeting videos. Let's see. What culture comics? What culture wrestling? What culture Star Wars? Becky the Trekkie. Of course, channels like Tex Trek with Stephen W. Fathry, Starfleet Boy, Trek on the Tube, What Culture Star Trek, obviously. Kill Count. So many. I can't go through them right now, but I watch a lot religiously. I just forget a lot, and then they pop up. Oh, Minty Comedic Arts. Minty does like 10 things you didn't know about this movie kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of different channels. This is Legally Blind World. My channel is getting close to 100 subs. I'm getting close. Thanks. Oh, welcome aboard. Hope you like my drawings. Says, that is a few more than me. I am subscribed to over 800 channels. Project Achieva, Bird of Prey 5. I'm subscribed to Bird of Prey 5. I don't really watch his content. Also subscribe to Salty Trekker. Watch a lot of his lives and some of his Star Trek videos. Steven says, hope you are subscribed to Text Trek. Of course. Project Achieva. I personally love Bird of Prey's Star Trek reviews. He cracks me up. Mark says, I love Minty's channel. Yeah, there's a lot of channels I watch religiously, but I just, at night, I'll go onto my PS4, open up the, not PS4, the YouTube thing on my RTV, and open that up and just go to home and just, it's funny, a lot of things like disappear for a long time. Like I won't have a video from PewDiePie for months. Then all of a sudden one will randomly show up and I watch it, and then all of a sudden like my suggestions is just filled with it. Just the way it goes. So just trying to think of some other ones offhand. Anyway, there's a lot. Uh, 56 likes, which is awesome. We're like $6 away from an awesome number for super chat. So if anybody wants to super chat in a $10 or a $6, that would be great. Of course, I'm subscribed to Triangulum Studios. Mark, yes, I'm subscribed to all those guys. Junkball Media, Triangulum, Certifiably In-Game. Subscribed to Lore Reloaded, but I haven't watched one of his videos in years because I can't really stand his attitude. But just because I don't watch a lot of the content from these people, I still stay subscribed. I've unsubscribed from like 3 channels in my entire lifetime. One of them was Keemstar, because Keemstar is just a goddamn cunt and a miserable excuse for a human being, a waste of skin. I won't say the other ones because there's reasons I unsubscribed from them, but generally I just say subscribe to people, and because eventually chances are I'll have a video that I want to watch at some point. I'm even subscribed to Nerdrotic, Doomcock, and Midnight's Edge and shit, although I haven't watched one of their videos in a hell of a long time. So, but I say subscribe because honestly, me getting rid of my subscription when they have millions of goddamn subscribers won't make one lick of difference. So, whatever. Trevor, no, I have not heard the Bananarama Venus parody. Squadra Course throws in $1. Thank you so much. Ooh, Junk Ball is great. Yes. Also, Starships Resurrected is another one. A great channel. Mike Matai from Cinemassacre. I love his retro gaming. Not the biggest Mike Matai fan. Definitely prefer James, but Mike Matai's girlfriend. I can't remember the name of the channel right now. I like watching her stuff. Lore has really seemed to change lately. Yeah. Deej Odyssey, I think he subbed to me too, just to come over and fire me. Right, Trekyards? Yeah, I'm subscribed to DJ Odyssey. I love catching some of his lives. A lot of times I just lurk and listen and learn and observe and don't say anything. But every now and then I'll turn up and... Have I fired you on your... I think I've fired you on your live streams, which I can't really do because I'm a guest. But you're on my live stream right now, so you haven't done anything wrong, so you're not fired. Don't worry. You're all good, my friend. Yeah, I actually have a list on my computer downstairs of like a bunch of channels that I want to talk to you guys about. I want to do a live stream one night, just talking about my favorite YouTube content. And of course, that'll snowball once I mention one or two things, then people will mention other ones. They'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that, or whatever. Or it'll give me new ideas on people to check out. So I'm really excited to do that live stream at some point. I've got a lot of good live stream ideas. I just generally never remember them when I go to do a live, and or just don't have the time to get it set up to do it the way I properly want to do it. And that's bad. I know that's my procrastination coming through. I have ADHD. I have dyslexia. So I struggle with some things, and organization sometimes is one of those things. So getting these things set up is sometimes not easy. A lot of times it's just easier to turn on a camera and go, hey, we're live. Let's hang out and talk about what you guys want to talk about. And that's kind of what I do. So, but having a theme is always a good idea. So. Deej says, well, I'm doing a 48, possibly 72-hour live stream starting tomorrow. Damn, son. I might have to tune in. George Mangrum, $6. Good night, all. I will come back and watch later. Thank you very much, George. That got me to that good number, so thank you. Venom Geek Media has some interesting stuff about ship combat. Oh, that's another one. Growling Sidewinder, DCS. Can't remember the rest of the name of it, but they do like the game DCS, Digital Combat Simulator, which is a computer fighter simulator. They do a lot of videos. Growling Sidewinder is really great. You get to see like dog fights, different camera angles and stuff. Peter Lukaku throws in $2. Thank you so much, guys. 57 likes. That's awesome. 37 people here. We dropped 10 people. Oh my God, I must have bored the shit out of people. I'm sorry. That's okay. Jeff Sturm says, am I going to get fired? Missed a bunch of live streams and was so busy I didn't know what the Lower Deck Season 3 had started. No, you're good, Jeff. Grant McGregor, I have ADHD too, and sometimes I have word salad, like that episode from DS9. Even though I'm trying to explain something logically, the grammar is terrible and comes and goes. Yeah, me too. If you'll notice, a lot of times I misread these, and that's why spelling's super important to me. I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi. I used to be really bad at English and grammar and stuff in high school. And then one day I had an epiphany when my brother corrected me on something, the difference between there, and there. And he explained them, and I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Since then, I've been a bit of the grammar police. I still get a few things wrong, and a lot of times with my dyslexia, when people misspell things, it's really confusing to me. So I really insist on proper spelling. But you can tell when I'm tired with the way I'm reading or not reading, the way I'm articulating myself. You can always tell that something might be a little off, just tired or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot that I have to deal with too on this end as a creator. So, do you watch Air Force Proud? No. Squadra Course, $1. Thank you so much. Deej, you mainly get fired for bringing a pineapple on pizza. I like how you put for bringing up. Well, when you eat pineapple on pizza, you bring up. So you're bringing up pineapple and pizza that's chewed up on another pineapple pizza, because that's just super double disgusting. But just your choice of phrasing there for bringing it up. Bringing up pineapple on pizza, yeah, I would, because it's disgusting. This is Legally Blind World. I'm prone to typos, but accessibility minimizes mistakes. Yeah, you're really good, actually. Peter Lukaku, he gets fired up. Peter, I'm gonna fucking kill you. He gets fired up on accident. It's by accident. On accident is 100%. Oof, fucking rage-inducing. By accident. On accident makes no goddamn sense. On purpose, that makes sense. On accident, you have the education of a goddamn 3-year-old. It's by accident. Oh. A lot of people out there probably use on accident that are watching. I'm telling you right now, it's wrong. It is not correct. Please stop. I know you know, Peter. I know you're just trying to get me to go on a rant. It's fucking wrong, and you need to stop it. Another word that doesn't exist, or didn't exist, is irregardless. It's regardless, not irregardless. It's regardless. But irregardless was misused so often that it actually got added to the Webster's dictionary. So irregardless is now a word because people used it so often, even though it doesn't actually exist. Legos. A lot of people watching right now probably say, Legos, come play with my Legos. The plural of Lego is Lego. It's not Legos. Legos is a very American thing. To pluralize Lego by putting an S on the end of it, that's also wrong. Another huge pet peeve. I should just do a live talk about my pet peeves. That's why I had my rant alert series. Never really did a lot of rant alerts. I need to be in the mood to rant. And Peter said, I heard it today and thought of you. Oh, good God. You know, he is serious when he leans in close to the camera. Goddamn right, DJ. Or Deej, you got a problem with that? A lot of people out there have huge ass TVs they watch me on too, so this must be goddamn terrifying. I can see around your rooms. You should probably pick that up. Oh my God. It's disgusting. Clean your goddamn rooms, guys. Grant says, would have been a content creator in 2004 if not for my terrible word salad. And back then, trying to be Justine was a crime, and you needed more hacking hardware. I salute you doing this. Well, thank you, Grant. Squadra Course. Amen. Brother Stewart, tell us how dilithium isn't fuel. Oh, fuck me. Dilithium is not a fuel source. I'm not going to get into the dilithium thing. I think everybody, everywhere knows my thoughts on the dilithium issue. Fuck. Now I'm all fired up. It's like, 57 likes, 30 people watching. I've annoyed people, they've left. That's okay. I'm done talking about this episode. This episode was mediocre for me. Best parts of it were Tendy and the towel. And the Martog game. Honestly, sure, the character animation on Cranch, the alien hunter guy, was great. That was kind of funny, some moments there, but it was kind of just, for me. This fucking video is unavailable. What the hell's wrong with you? You just fucking do your job. That's it. Computer playlist, you're fired. You're fired. Okay, now you're just getting kept going. Is there a subspace relationship service in Star Trek? There should be. I don't know if there is. Retina scan complete. Identify from a retina scan, Kirk. Admiral James T. Security scan approved. Squadron Course, I have a really big TV. Made the screen with my dad. Kind of cool to have now that he's gone. Sorry that he's gone, man. I'm running out of steam. I don't have anything else to say about this episode. It's so mediocre at best. Please, for the love of God, guys, tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our complete review and breakdown of this episode. I can't see it being 2 hours, although we'll make it fit. We'll make it do the 2-hour thing just because we're Trekyards. And if you guys tune in and actually have something to say about the episode that you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it. But I just don't have much to say about this episode, and I feel so bad for that. There's just nothing there for me to talk about. Oh crap, not the dilithium thing. Peter said my cats went running when you zoomed in. Oh, I'm sorry. Matthew Lloyd, like this one more than the last. A few people have said that, and I don't agree, but you know, it's subjective. To each their own. I'm glad you enjoyed it more. It was more lighthearted and just kind of nothing happening. That's cool, but sleep well, Captain, and experience Beige. I plan to experience BJ when I go downstairs. That's like Beige without the I, but yet I will still be there. Is that too much? Did I go too far? I don't know. Trevor Gates, where I live, a lot of people say Pacific when they mean specific. That's another fucking one that drives me crazy. Melissa, I've been studying Starfleet Medical like crazy. Hope it's not risky to get strain eggs here and there from my homework. Squadron Course, no worries there. It's just life. Makes you appreciate the time you have. I have watched you guys on it, and most of Sam's films. Nice. Matthew Lloyd says, yep, I agree with that. Peter says, and my buddy still says ambulance. The ambulance and Paschetti. Our youngest kid, when he was young, he used to like the Bionicle toys, and he called them Bonconicles. So we still call them Bonconicles. Not that we talk about Bionicles very much, but it's kind of just a joke. And whenever we would get like toys or whatever from McDonald's, the Happy Meal toys, he would always ask for the McStructions. So anytime, every Christmas when we like open up all our presents and he's got like a new gadget or doodad, we're like, hey, better make sure you read those McStructions. It wasn't a terrible episode, and this was the first live that I've been able to make in a long time, so I was really happy to be able to make it. Glad you could make it too, man. Jaws says, the bartender rips your arm off and kills you with it. It is not an honorable death, since technically you have died by your own hand. Squadron Course, people that say acts instead of asks. Ask drive me nuts. Yes, I want to ask you a question. Oh, what does that mean? I want to ask you a question. Okay, what does that mean, though? I love pissing people off by doing that. Oh, you want to ask me a question? Oh, okay. You can ask me a question. Please do. Please ask away. I don't care if it comes out as pretentious. Because you know what? I'm in the right. It's ask. It's not ax. Although if you watch, there's an episode of Futurama where ax replaced ask. It's how language evolves. It's like, okay, whatever. September is indeed Star Trek month. Sandwich. Grr. All right, guys, I'm going to call it quits there. I'm running out of steam. We're down to 27 people now. 26 people are just dropping like flies, which is a good cue for me to leave. So thank you so much for everybody that super chatted. Thank you everybody much that. Thank you very much to everybody that watched. Good night, Deej. Good luck on your live stream, your super long live stream. I'll have to tune in and bug you at some point. But good luck with that. And I'm going to go downstairs and do something. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, it's Captain Foley signing off. Take care.